Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, first year students. So, students, as you already know that we have done the first two readings of the first unit, that is his first flight and first year at Harrow. And today we are going to study about the third reading of the first unit, and that is our poem First Day of School. So, take out page 33 here. It is the third reading of the first unit, that is September, the first day of school, written by Hovred Nimrov. So now students, before starting this poem in detail, first let me give you a very short summary, or you must say the short main introduction, that what we are going to study in this poem. So September, the first day of school, in this poem the poet expresses the complex feelings of a father who is accompanying his son on the first day of his school. His son walks happily with him, holding his hand, and does not know anything about school. So, when they reach the school gate, his father leaves his hand, and his son realizes that he will have to go alone to this school. And at that horrifying moment, he starts crying. His father is also worried about leaving him alone, and tears also appears in his father's eyes. But he has to bear all this, and he leaves his son alone for great kindness coming of it in the end. He recalls the past when his father took him to school, and he thinks about the difficult stuff the children learn at school. He also thinks about what would become of his son after many years, but he cannot think about the exact outcome. He hopes that his son will find father-like figures among his teachers, and in the end, he says that the tears they shed at such a time are ceremonial, and he hopes for a great kindness of his son, just like Prophet Joseph, who became the most powerful man of Egypt after great hardship. So, students, this was a short summary of the poem. Now, let's start the poem and let's start its discussion stanza wise. First, students, let me clear this point that there are no clear, they haven't clearly mentioned the stanzas. So, here, kindly, you have to make the stanzas the way I'm going to dictate you. So, your first stanza starts from here. My child and I hold hands on the way to school, and when I leave him at the first grade door, he cries a little but is grave, he does. Let go my selfish tears, remind me how I cried before that door a life ago. I may have had a hard time letting go. So your stanza, first stanza finishes here. So now what are the important points and what are the key lines of this stanza? So listen to me carefully. The main points of this first stanza is this, that what the poet is saying in this stanza, that he hold the hand of his son and take him to school on the first day. When he leave him at the school gate, so he cries for a while, but then bravely control himself and leave his hand, and tears appear in his eyes, and he remember that how he once cried at that door in the past, and he found it very difficult to leave the hand of his father. Like he was talking about his father, he was thinking about the old memories. Now, students, your second stanza starts from here. Each fall the child must endure together what every child also endures alone, learning the alphabet, the integers, 3 dozen bits and pieces of a stuff, so arbitrary, so peremptory that words invisible and visible bow down before it. Now, the main points of the second stanza, your second stanza, it finishes here before it. Okay. So now just listen to me carefully. What the poet he is saying in the second stanza, that what he's saying, that each year the child bear the hardships of school individually. Other students also bear the same troubles. They learn all the alphabets and all the integers, and these 3 dozens alphabets and integers are illogical and dictatorial for the children. They learn about all the real objects and abstract ideas of the world, and they have to say yes to everything their teachers teach them. So now the second stanza is clear. Now, students, the third stanza, it takes start from here. As in Joseph's dreams, the sheaves bowed down and then the stars bowed down before the dreaming of a little boy. That dream got him such a hatred of his brothers as cost the great part of life to men, and yet great kindness came of it in the end. So the main points of the third stanza is that as in Joseph's dream, the sheaves bowed down and then the stars bowed down before the dreaming of a little boy. So the first three lines, what they are, the first three lines here, you can say the main points of this stanza are this: that prophet Joseph had a dream in his childhood, that the sheaves and the stars bowed down towards him, and that dream arose the hatred of his brothers and put him in great trouble for many years of his life. And it took years to restore his life towards improvement, but the trouble of his life he spent was compensated with great reward at the end. So now this stanza is clear to you. Now students, the last stanza, it takes start here. My child has disappeared behind the schoolroom door, and should I live to see his coming forth a life away, I know my hope but do not know its form, nor hope to know it. May the father he finds among his teachers have a care of him more than his father could. How that will look, I do not know, I do not need to know. Even our tears belong to ritual, but may great kindness come of it in the end. So this is your last stanza. So listen to me carefully. The main points of the last stanza, that my child has entered the classroom. This is what the poet he is saying. My child has entered the classroom. I wish my life gave me a chance to see him coming out of school after he completes his education. It will take many years. I know what I hope for the child, but I don't know its exact outcome. I also have no desire to know it. And may my son find father-like teachers in school who would take care of him more than his own father. I do not want to know how my son will look like, but I do not need to know about it. The tears shed at such moments are just ceremonial, and may my son come across a great kindness in future. This is what the poet he is saying about his son. So students, hope that the lecture or the poem that is very clear to you. Now students, come towards the page 35. Now here on page 35, you can see that what is your homework which you need to do in your English notebook. Here you can see, now that you have understood the poem, write a paraphrase explanation of the poem in your own words. In your English notebook, you have to paraphrase the whole poem in your own words. And what is your assignment? Here on page 36, your assignment is that extending, you can see question number 4. Think about your school days. Did you find father-like and mother-like teachers in school? Can you name a teacher or two who influenced you tremendously? Could you write your thoughts, feeling about that teacher, and how did she influence you? Again, this is the question that you have to do in your English notebook. And what is your assignment? Your assignment is question number 5 of extending. Your assignment is, do you think you would still be what you are now if you did not have those father-like, mother-like teachers in school? So students, this is a general question, and this is what you have to write about your own opinion, that have you ever think of such kind of teacher who always treated you like mother and father like teachers in school. So you can mention, or you can write about one teacher. Even you can write about more than one teacher as well. You can write more than about 2 teachers, that if you have found such kind of teachers in your junior section or in middle section, you can write about your 9-10 class experience as well. So this is a kind of general question, and you have to do this assignment in your own words. And the remaining question number 4, extending, and here the paraphrasing, this is what you have to do in your English notebook. So just I will be waiting for your assignments, and kindly go through the poem in detail again, read it again, and try to understand the poem by taking the help of these points here. Understanding the poem, they have written the points of each and every stanza. So by going through these points on page 35, if you have any kind of confusion, so all these confusion will be clear on this page. And if you have any kind of question or confusion, so you may text me, or you can ask me anything related to this poem. So inshallah, your assignments that I want your assignments very neat and tidy, and I will be waiting for your assignments. So take care, and Allah Hafiz.